All right, folks, today we're talking about presentation. I'm on a night mission because I didn't get my video done during the day, but I'm committed to doing one of these a day, and so I'm going to keep that commitment. So presentation, third step of the sale. You got greeting, we've talked about. Rapport building, investigation, that's step 2. Talked about why we keep those steps together. Now we talk about presentation. Now, different people have different definitions of presentation and where it belongs. Some people say demonstration belongs before presentation, and I don't disagree with that on its face. I just have a reason for putting it where I put it. So the way I think about it, presentation belongs right after rapport building and investigation, because that's the first time you bring out a potential solution. You say, Mr. Prospect, Mrs. Prospect, I think I understand you to be saying that this is your problem. And if I understand that correctly, I think we might have a solution. We might be a fit for you. And here's what we have. We have ABC solution for your 1, 2, 3 problem. And so then you're at that point, you're kind of watching how that bounces off of the prospect. So if you've done your research correctly, then you know you've greeted the right person and you're building rapport with investigation in mind. And at that point, if the prospect still has not qualified into your bucket, if they've not agreed that that's what their problem is, then you don't go to presentation. You say, well, we're really good at solving 1, 2, 3 problem with ABC solution, but that doesn't sound like that's your problem. If I'm hearing you right, then your problem is this over here. And Joe's business down the road, he solves that problem really well. We don't play in that sandbox, so we wouldn't be a fit. I wouldn't want to waste your time. Let me make an introduction to Joe over here. And when you keep those lines, you can even throw that out as a potential. You could throw it out in your rapport building and investigation and say, okay, so we help people a lot with this solution over here, this ABC solution for 1, 2, 3 problem. And we're really good at that. But you might not have that problem. And if you don't, we've got good relationships with some other folks and we can refer you in there. When you take that pressure off of the sale, people don't feel like they're being pushed. I'll give you a personal example. I was having my oil change the other day, and this is an easy place to get to for a salesperson. And so I don't want to sound too judgmental. We've all been there. And what the guy did was he tried to suggest me into a particular need that I didn't actually have. And he said, well, I'll just tell you, I was getting my oil changed. He wanted me to change my fuel filters. And when I said I wasn't, he visibly slumped. And so he's like, hey, you need to get these fuel filters done. The truck really needs it, blah, blah, blah. And when I said, I'm not going to do that on this trip, his whole mood changed. And so you can't do that. Never allow. First of all, you really want to position yourself mentally and emotionally in a place where you're not emotionally dependent on that sale. You've got to separate reality. If you're on a cold streak, you've really got to compartmentalize all that and approach that sale as brand new. You're a brand new salesperson. You're excited to be there, and you really want to put yourself in a place where if that person says no, it's not that they're saying no. You've decided you're saying no because they're not a fit. They're not a good fit for you. You're not a good fit for them. You're not going to move forward out of integrity. And when you make that choice, you put yourself in a class that not very many salespeople ever get to. They may even be trained to say the words, and they may say the words, but they're not really meaning it. Most salespeople let that feeling ride on their sleeves. And presentation is where this comes up. That's why I'm tying this together. You've got a problem. You need your fuel filters changed. We've got good fuel filters. You need to get those changed. I'm not going to do that. You can't let that happen. You want to be in a place where if that customer is ready to walk away, you've already arrived at that conclusion, not the other way around. Now, of course, you're going to be going in places where you're presenting, you're doing all your work, and you're still getting to the place where you're asking for the business and they say no. You still can't allow that to come through, because once you do that, you're telling the customer, I'm not happy with your decision. I am upset that you are not doing what I want you to do. And you lose trust at that point. Where you want to be as trusted advisor position. You've heard this before. And it may sound like I'm switching topics, but it all has to do with presentation. You never pull the shiny object out until you're sure that this is a good prospect for you. Much like a lawyer, you've heard this, an attorney is never going to ask a question in court they don't already know the answer to. Same thing for you. You don't pull that shiny object out, that solution out, until you know you've got a prospect with that problem. Okay? So, presentation. Third step of the sale, after greeting, rapport building, investigation, comes presentation. It's the first time you pull out your shiny object to show the customer, hey, I might have a solution for you. Let's take a look at this and see what you think. Next, we're going to talk about demonstration, where you're going to demonstrate exactly how your shiny object solves their problem. Happy selling.